everybody. Happy Thursday. And we're going to keep going on our drawing with Terrin. But I'm going to do a little plug before we start. Um, you know, all fiction writing requires world building, and if you really want a powerful resource to organize your materials, now I tell everyone that I talk to, I use World Anvil for everything online. But organizing offline, I use Advanced World Building. If you go to WantedHero.com, there is a how-to using a specific method to help you write your fiction faster and more powerful than ever. But the things that I would like to promote will dramatically improve your organization of all your ideas. And those are the 400-page journals. So check those out. Go to advancedworldbuilding.com. For my YouTubers, I will leave a link in the description. But check those out. 400 pages, custom index, custom table of contents, custom page numbers, custom cover and spine, and they also include 90 templates to help you create your people, places, events, drugs, magic, plants, animals, you name it. And each of those templates also has something called trigger questions, which are amazing. They're actually questions that ask you to force your brain to be more creative. Go check it out. Okay, working with Terrin. We moved this over. We had this on a different page, but I ended up moving it over. Let's see, we're gonna make sure we've got all the right pens. We do. We use 4 fingers. We're gonna get rid of the bars on the side and blow this up, and let us draw our wonderful Terrin, our bard. Okay, maybe I do need to bring something back here. Let's see. I need a technical pen, that's what I need. Technical pen. Boy, getting this to the right size here. There. That's still a bit big. Alright, that'll work. Sounds like I got elephants running up and down the stairs. I am so groggy today. Finally had a wonderful night's sleep. I haven't had one in so long. I think I take it from the exercise I've been doing, forcing myself to go beyond what I think my body can do. Get my health back, which I'm so excited to do. There we go. Oh, someone's sad out there. Oh, that's Ruby. All right. Alrighty. Pretty good, I think. That doesn't work. Hi, Wolfie. Wow, it's been a while. How are you, dear? I miss you too. I'm wondering where you been. Work change? You're just too tired when you get home. Ups and downs. And that's life, huh? As long as you keep weathering them, everything will be good. By the way, I did something that you would probably like to hear, and that is just for letting letting stress roll off my shoulders, I downloaded WoW again. I just renewed my subscription. I don't know how much I'll play, but I have access to both regular and classic, so maybe we should team up and go get the horde. So, but I'll need to know what. I will need to know what server you play on. It also means I'll probably need to start over. I've got 2 servers I play on. I play on a PvP, and then I do on a PvE for when I don't want to be picked on. Unless you're on the EU server, I can't team up with you. Oh, for real? Is that how that works? That kind of sucks. I didn't know that. I bought a whole bunch of games the other day. Oh, what is that? Oh my goodness. No, we don't want that. Yeah, it really sucks. I don't know if you can message Blidger and ask for a transfer or something. Well, I'd like to do that, but then I've got, all my kids and my relatives here that I do play with. So it's all that weigh and consider. And anyway, well, that's a bummer. I know, we'll figure something out. I mean, maybe we should just play some Jackbox games. I know, someone will figure it out. You just watch. Somebody's gonna figure out how to get a way for everyone to play with everyone. You watch. I mean, who would have thought 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, that, let's take 30 years ago, that WoW would even exist? So, it's just a matter of time. They'll figure out how to do it. So, how have you been, sweetie? Good, I hope. And how are your holidays? How was your Christmas? Did you get any fun visits from people? Any specific young men? Young friends, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, that came to visit you again? Yes, I get it. Definitely stay with the family. Yeah. Let's see. So how was your Christmas, dear? Be interested in knowing how things were on the other side of the planet. see. Um, I don't know. I mean, when I logged in yesterday, for those who can't read this, she asked if I'm gonna try out Shadowlands. Um, I mean, I noticed. Do I have to buy actually buy the the game itself, the expansion itself, or when I pay for it, can I just go back into regular? Wow, I'm curious about that. I'm sure they want to milk as much money as possible. Not hearing great things about Blizzard anymore. Um, but I don't know. The way that everything is played is so different. Talent trees don't seem to matter anymore. And I show up last night, and my 70 something Shadow Knight is now in his, like 30s or something like that. It said something like compression, so now he's half the levels. And I'm like, what is that? Yeah, I, 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 I just don't understand the play anymore, and it just seems like um, players have optimized all the fun out of it. That's how it looks. And yeah, to each their own. I don't know. I mean, I play classic, and I like classic. If I could, yeah. I don't know. I just don't have a lot to say when I arrange things a specific way with my hunters, with Icebeard, who's my main character. I play on every server. I make the same thing, play the same thing because I love it so much. Play a dwarf hunter, and I don't know, when they started messing with the talent trees and I couldn't develop them the way that I wanted. Yeah, they lost me. They totally lost me. The new version, this new game, I just haven't found anything fun out of it. So I've downloaded both. I downloaded actually the first one, regular game, by mistake. And what is it? That's like almost 100 gigs for that, and it's 3.5 for classic. I mean, that's crazy. Uh, yeah, but it's the thing is when you're as old as I am and have played as many games as I have, the challenge that I find, or the maybe it is a challenge. What I end up experiencing is, you play games for so long, and it's funny is in the end, most of the games have the same underlying tone. And as a parent and as a man that's well over 50, I don't give a crap about catching up or being as cool as someone else, or having, you know, a better sword or whatever than someone else. I mean, unless I can stick them quicker. But trying to get the best gear, like Diablo. I mean, what do you really play Diablo 3 for anymore? You're playing seasonally. And why do you play seasonally? So you can get the new armor, so you can get the new weapons, so you can be the first or the best. And in real life, who gives a shit? Really? I'm confident enough in myself, I want to live my life. I'm not in a race now and give a crap about a bunch of people and how they view me. So that translates over into the games. So that doesn't motivate me, which means Blizzard's lost me, because they have not, they've lost something, and it's big. Um, unless they can really capture through not only gameplay but storyline and the interactivity. I don't give a crap. I don't care about maintaining something or racing to be the best at something. I just enjoy the path. That's why I went back to Classic. So, because Classic is still the same. There's lots of things I never did see in Classic. So I've just been playing that, and when I play for an hour, maybe 90 minutes, and I'm done, and I can just turn it off and go. It's kind of like playing these smaller, regular, self-contained games rather than these online worlds. So it's just, I think it's my view. not so much Icebeard. So, long explanation to give a short answer. So, I personally think this storyline is amazing so far, especially Ardenweald is the most beautiful place. Well, that's cool. That's cool. You know what's funny is that what I would play, just play and play and play until there's nothing left. I still am mourning the loss of EverQuest. Still by far the best game I ever played. It had all the things that I personally enjoyed in a fantasy, that I personally enjoyed. So who knows? Maybe what I need to do to play the ultimate game is that eventually I'll just have to get together with some brilliant creators and make Wanted Hero into an online game. You know? You're awesome. Uh, Cyber, you're so funny. Welcome, buddy. It's good to see you. Maybe we'll all be playing Wanted Hero in a couple of decades. It's true. It might be. Never know. You never know where things are leading. Right now, I'm just going to catch up with all the books. And I want to get my interactive world up and going. You know what I'd really love to see with Wanted Hero and eventually, and it is one of my dreams, is I want to get it into an animated series. Get enough books, and then I want to go back and do comics too. I think that would just be a blast. So, comics, animated series, get it more popular than Avatar, blow it away, get like 200 and something episodes done. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be... Anyway. I believe in it. Let's put it that way. I believe in my storyline. Just more exposure and get more of these books done. That's the game. Role-playing game. We're definitely going to have that too. How are you, Cyber? You gotta say something, man. Still swamped with work as usual, but apart from that, healthy. Good. Glad to hear that, especially in today's world. How have you been? Oh, and since you own your own books, yeah, you can read from them here on Twitch. Maybe that should attract some new people. Well, do you want to see something cool? I think this works well. Let me see. So I have a new overlay. I've been thinking about that. Your suggestion right there. I have been thinking about that because I'm going to put some of the chapters up on YouTube. So what do you think of this? What do you think of that overlay as I read? Does that look like fun? Yeah, my finished mega drawing. Get people kind of drawn in. And then just read. I even thought to perfect this, I don't know with Twitch that you want to hear, to see me. And if not, the only difference that I would do is I would keep the author Jamie Buckley, but I'd get rid of the cam And then what I do is I would take the time and professionally make each chapter, and then make a video, and then upload the video to play, so that people can watch that, and so I can get out the mistakes and everything. Just make it nice and smooth. That's what I thought. The old one that I had was this. Yeah, my cam's a bit off. There I am. Probably need to do bigger. Let's see if we can get that bigger and fix that. There we go. I just don't think anyone wants to see my mug while I'm reading. Plus, if I make mistakes, I don't want to make mistakes. I want to do this once and make it into an audiobook. That's what I'm hoping for. So, yeah. Yeah, the smaller camera's real good. Makes you connect with you more, in my opinion. Oh, well, that's cool. I like to do that too. I was thinking about that even with drawing. I'm thinking about next time of, oh, wait a minute. Where is my, where did my, where did the chat thing go? Did I get rid of the chat? No, writing chat box. It's still there. Huh. I guess when I change it, it clears it. I was thinking about actually taking the, this, this thing and making it really, really small and blowing up my art instead. So, all sorts of little things since I've been gone for a while and figured out. Anyway. But I like your idea. I have been thinking about doing the reading for a while. And I think I just need to bite the bullet and do it. I just need to do it. Maybe. Thanks for the host, Wolfie. You know what? Actually, okay, so that makes sense. I have an idea. It's kind of an in-between. So, do it live, reading live here on Twitch, doing that. And then what I can do is I can actually take and edit the audio. Will that work to put on YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, I'll think more about it. No, I can't do that. True, I can try it. I probably should, just to test. I'm just wondering, I would have to end up taking the separate the video from the audio, which is not hard. I mean, you can do that, and then just edit the audio from there. That looks like crazy eyelashes. I don't like that. I'll figure out another way to do that. However, so again, I want to ask again, did I miss it somewhere in this? How was your Christmas? I'm interested in how your Christmas was. Cyber, how was your Christmas? We had an epic Christmas around here. I was shocked at how it turned out. I just feel so blessed. But I'm always curious how the holidays were for my friends. Is it possible to buy immortality for other people? Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, so anyone who's watching that doesn't know what Cyber's talking about, on my website, it's something that I've done since 2005. I did in my comic books. It wasn't for sale. I would just do it with people. But in my world, since it's gotten so big and complex, I was raising money to buy some tools to take the next step with my stories, and had an idea, and I created Buy Immortality. So you can go to WantedHero.com. It'll take you to the page, and what it is a part of my world that you can actually buy a slot in my world. You can buy a hero, you could buy a tavern, you could buy whatever, and I make it, but the page will be dedicated to you. And if you want, it is completely up to you. You can have your real name and real picture, and I will even put some social media links in there to you, so you have unlimited bragging rights forever, and you become part of my world, an integral part of my world. And depending upon which tier that you choose, is how your character will be manifest, is the best I could say. Someone asked, is there any way to guarantee that they would be in a book? And I went, I never thought about that. And they said, well, would you consider that? And I said, yeah, but I'd make it expensive. And they said, that's okay. And they said, so hurry up and put the option up there. So I went and constructed an option that you end up becoming your character that I make becomes part of a book, and in the back of the actual book, meaning ebook and printed, it will have a dedication to you, a thank you. I think that's like $600, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, good. Your Christmas was nice. Just the family and grandmother. Hey, that's awesome. As long as you're with family, people that love you and that you love, that really is what makes the difference. So super comfy, awesome. I gotta show you something. I know we can't get it big on here. I got the thing that I asked for the last 20 years, 20 years, I got this year. Check this out. Hold on. This is gargantuan, I know, because I'm a big cootie, but I'm gonna put it on. Hold on. I always wanted a writer's smoking sweater. I don't know if that makes any sense. You know, things that you see in the movie, these big, beautiful sweaters that have the big folding. I'm just going to put it on. I'll show you. Let me find it, because this is like a big old blanket, and I love it. Hang on. Whew. This is the first one my wife has ever made. This big, just beautiful sweater. It's the first sweater my wife has ever knitted. She hand knitted this thing for me, and I love it. I love it. And then my son got the second one she did, and she did a little bit better, but she's still tying in the ends of these and all that. But I just love this. It's so nice. So nice. I'm just, oh no. Oh, Rice Krispie treat. Oh my goodness. So I love this. Oh, it is so comfy, and because I have chronic bronchitis in the winter, and so when my chest gets cold, I can't stop coughing. This is perfect. I wear this, and I feel so much better. So it's just awesome. It's very, very warm. Sucker is thick, but I love it so much. And she even put wooden buttons on it. She went and found wooden buttons. That's one of my requests. I said, you know, the really nice ones that I see, like university professors, you know, with their pipe and all that. Which is funny because my son got something for me, and I don't smoke a pipe, but I like to wood carve, and so he got me this to go so I could go with the sweater. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the dang thing, but I thought I don't know. Maybe I'd like to do like I don't know Dax's face or something like that, or maybe Chuck or Wendell. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the smiley. Make a round one with the smiley and then like stain it yellow. You know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, but anyway, fun. So that's what I got for Christmas. So excited. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to leave it on, I think, until I burn up. So yeah, I can do things for, you can do immortality can be for anybody. I actually, my last two customers, their general idea of what they wanted me to make was so good. I contacted them, and I've had so many conversations with them that their idea was so gave me a bunch of ideas, and so we went back and forth because you give me a starter idea, but I'm the one that because it's my world, right? And I always try to make all the characters exciting and relevant that readers will just love. But the idea that we talked about became so good, and I started connecting it with so many things. The focus of my next book, I just finished 8, and I'm going through the edit before publication. Book 9, it's actually going to be based on their immortality thing. It's called The Broken Tooth. It's just, whoa. I got 100% more cool, you think? You know? Da-da-da-da-da. So much fun. So much fun. All right. Back to the drawing. It's good to see both of you. So I'm curious, Cyber, with the whole worldwide COVID thing, did that affect you with work? Because I know you're always pretty busy. Did that really affect your work much? I think I need to do another level of inks with this dragon. Let me do this. Let me go back. We'll go here. I'll get rid of these. So I can just draw the dragon in first. So I'm always curious how it affects work and people, caring for themselves and providing for their families. So, in a comic book world, would you be a hero or a villain? She would be a mysterious hero. That's what she would be. She would so be a hero. She'd be the one that comes out and saves the day. And then smiles and fades back into the... That's how I picture Wolfie. But I could be wrong. What would you want to be, Wolfie? Alright, let's go to that next level. And we'll do dragon. Okay. In my line of work, it didn't change much. That's awesome. Same here. I mean, I'm always in front of the computer. It's always the internet, and I'm drawing for people. Didn't really change for me. So, The flow of clientele changed though dramatically. I actually haven't had a I actually haven't had an art job. We're doing fine, but haven't had an art job in almost 3 months now. So there was just a flow, but every January things start picking up. Has as long as I've known. So I'm just waiting for things to change. Yeah. So all non-essential services are closed. And how do you determine what that is? Who gets to determine? That's what ticks me off. Who gets to determine what non-essential? It's essential to me. It might be essential to my elderly neighbors. It's like you don't get to choose that, you dipwads. Everything's essential if it's to someone else. My opinion only. Government, exactly. Exactly. Whatever supports them. It's like dipwads. So stupid. They're biting off more than they can chew. You just watch. People are not gonna keep. They're just not gonna keep standing for this. No, I don't want that music. Ah, there we go. I'm lucky that the flower shop I work at is still allowed to be open. Yep, I agree. Where I live in my state, there are so many businesses that they're turning to the state government, federal government, and they're just saying, get stuff, we're staying open. I saw the funniest. Actually, I didn't see it. My son did. He came home and told me about it. But he was laughing so hard. He says, "Dad, it was so funny." He says, "I went into a store and nobody was wearing masks. It was a major grocery store and nobody was wearing masks. I mean, that's just crazy." And he says, "But they had the funniest sign outside." So we have, our state, we have our government signs that all the businesses have to post by law and all that. But this one was hilarious. So this had the government sign, but it had been modified and attached to a much bigger sign, and it said "Welcome to," and I can't remember the name of the shop, but it was a grocery type store, but one of the bigger ones, not quite as big as a Walmart or anything. But so what happened was, is it says "Welcome to such and such a store." The government requires us to, what was the phrasing? The government requires us to require masks except for those who are exempt. Then he said there was a line, and then the next line, and this is modified, the next line says, but since it is against the federal law for us to ask if you qualify as exempt. And then there's another line down below in great big happy letters that says, "Happy shopping without a mask." And he's like, "Dad, legally they got around everything and let customers do whatever they want." And that's the funny thing, is that what we've learned, at least in this state, is the government can mandate that the notices have to be posted. Even cops can come to you and say, you really should be wearing a mask. And so they can inform you or educate you, but it is still the right of every citizen whether or not they're going to comply. And if we don't comply, there is not a penalty for it. That's what we just learned. Well, I learned. So maybe everyone else knew this a long time ago. So, but I'm also exempt because of my bronchitis and my breathing. I mean, 30 seconds with a mask and I can't breathe. My oxygen level on a good day is like 81%. So you put a mask on me and there's going to be bigger problems. So all flower shops are closed here. Same with game shops and home improvement equipment. Game shops? No, wait a minute. With Cyber, with game shops, are you talking about like video games? Or do you mean like board games? Or is that just general for both? Because I would think that stuff like that would be, I know, I'm starting to think that they do that so they can chain more money and things through Amazon and online places? Both? Okay. All the rules are so confusing and contradicting. I know. And when they're talking about wearing masks and all that, and then you watch how people use masks and they're touching everything and they're making your food and they're doing. I'm like, really? You're not protecting me against anything except for spitting on me. So, just does not make sense to me. Yeah, I'm with you. You know what? I don't think I want to be like a bird. Let's do more of this. Hmm. I want to support locally. Oh, I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. That's what we're doing around here. We got a brand new grocery store, that very first one in this little, because we're out in the country. So we had a brand new community type store opened up 1 block away from our house. We haven't had any grocery stores out here, so it's the first one. And best news ever, it is mine and my wife's favorite grocery store in the whole state. And we got it 1 block away. I mean, when they started building, we were like squealing. We were so happy because it's a family atmosphere. They have good, kind youth that are all their stores, their people are so well trained, manners, um, kind treat. They really, their service is great to little kids and to families, and especially to senior citizens, which I really like to see because it ticks me off when no one wants to take care of our elderly. And it's just a beautiful store, and we got it. So awesome. So excited. And trust me, their store is full all the time. The whole community, everybody was just cheering that they were here and that they're not a Walmart. So, anyway, very, very exciting. All sorts of good news last year and this year. And one of my dearest, dearest friends, I'm praying for him for ages for him to find someone, and he is getting married this Saturday. I'm so happy. He is such a good, good person. And I've just been wondering, gosh, you women are just freaking crazy. How do you not only that, he's like GQ handsome, and he's a professional singer. What is wrong with you women? Let's see, maybe I could serve some. Wait. Let's see. If you could be a hero, tavern owner, or a villain, what would you be? Good question. I think I'd make for a really bad villain. I cannot imagine you as a villain. It's like, I don't know. What, like break into places and destroy buildings to set free all the kitties? Really, what would you do? The thought of you being mean to someone, it's not even laughable. I just can't imagine it. I would have such a hard time coming up with. Uh, Probably not hero material. I'm not sure about that. So, would you like to hear what um, the last two customers, what they did, why it became such a good idea? Because I'll tell you all about that. If that'll help you decide, it might. Jimmy can design. Maybe I could serve some drinks and stuff as long as the men don't try crap with you. Design you a bodyguard. Of course, we could do that. Absolutely. Well, let me. Maybe I should. Maybe I should tell you about these two ladies. Their sisters got together to do this. So, um, the broken tooth, I wove. I mean, the storyline got bigger and bigger because I noticed that things would connect and would help me with my main storyline, and everything just fell into place. But I'm going to be going into a city, so this next book. So there's a good possibility, depending upon what you choose. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm always looking for more ideas to make the storyline and stuff more complicated. But let me tell you, I want to tell you about these sisters because it's crazy cool what they did. Okay, so they picked the first thing that they bought is they bought a tavern. And so I designed it to be one that was connected to one of my villains. And so you've got the Broken Tooth, used to be the center for crime. Now the Broken Tooth is a center. It's a haven in one of the slums of Andalane. You've got two sisters. One of them, everyone refers to her as Mother. And the cool thing about Mother is her husband, she's a widow, her husband was one of the royal guard to King Robert III. And when he died in the line of service, she decided to just move on with her life. Even though the king offered, a place for her and to take care of her needs and everything, she's like, nope, I'm just going to move on with my life. So she went somewhere. And hey, Quest Magister, good to see you, buddy. So this one character, she owns the tavern. She bought the tavern. She runs it. She is. Everyone in the community calls her Mother, and she is twisted. Taken like the street urchins. You talk badly about her, and the street urchins hear about it. Oh, you're so screwed. Um, but what we designed was the tavern has several levels. Some of them go down and interwork with the the area, so they have hidden tunnels and secret rooms, things like that, ways to escape to get out into the main waterways, so all sorts of possibilities for fun adventures. But then the top floor, which is the attic, it's all one room, and that's where the other sister lives by herself in an open room. That wall's made of sheets, and she is not mentally stable. She is a schizophrenic, and she has several personalities, which give her some very specific abilities. But the one thing that they're always trying to do is make sure that the one personality doesn't come out, which happens to commit crimes. So I think this is just it's just a fun twist. And so I've got a character that has a specific mental state, and he becomes best friends with the older sister, who is a schizophrenic, and they understand one another. Oh, Dinosaur Bob, dude, you're awesome. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And welcome, everybody. Evolve. I love it. Is this like Pokemon thing? I love it. Welcome, everybody. I'm just telling a story about on my website of the by immortality. So, thank you for the follow, Markuth Soldier. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, so these two sisters in real life are bought a tavern and then bought two characters. And the tavern comes with the tavern owner, but then bought the second character, the older sister, and then we wove that story of one sister that's trying to help and reclaim the community and help the community heal. She turns. I'm gonna give a little spoiler here, which I think is you're only gonna hear it here. I'm not gonna mention it anywhere else. Mother has the ability to gather secrets. And she has a chamber where she has, if anyone has seen John Wick 2, where he's got they've got the favor, I don't know what they called it, but the little emblem where they open it up and they have the blood thumbprint, and you can poke your thumb on there and put it on there. Mother has something like that, but they're enchanted. And what it is that she will do favors, certain things for people and help them in certain ways. And she does this with with criminals, okay? And then has them use that. But what that does, that bloodlock, it prevents them from coming back and harming her. That's what she uses it for. But she's able to gather secrets. She has quite a talent with alchemy. So she has learned a way to widely distribute a truth serum. And this is how she does it. She puts it in all the food that is ever given to everyone, to anyone that comes to the Broken Tooth. It's in everything. That's the first half. And the second half, I'm not going to tell you. But the first half she puts in the food, and the second half that activates it, let's just put it this way, it's on her. So when she comes and has a conversation with you, you can't lie to her. Now she's a kind, good woman. She's a hero. She's not a villain. So, but she doesn't like lies. Anyway, but she gathers information so she can nudge and encourage the growth of a better community in a place that is known as the center of crime. And then every once in a while they're trying to solve a crime and they find out it was committed by the dark side of her sister. And then the other sides of her sister try to help her sister and the people in the area to solve those mysteries of the crime of which she committed. Anyway, I loved that story, those twists so much, and could use it in my main storyline. It's now going to be my next book. So that's how that kind of evolved with my last client. So I thought that was kind of funny. She sounds pretty awesome. Even with the truth serum, I think I'd still enjoy to stay there. Oh, everyone loves her, and she's so kind. And she's up, and she's hilarious, and that's why they call her mother. She takes care of everybody. It's like, criminals who have done something wrong show up at her back door and they're bleeding or something, and she brings them in. And she says, you know the rules. You don't get to commit any of these crimes. I'd rather you stop. But within a certain area of the Broken Tooth, there's like perimeters. They do burn an emblem onto the posts of these different, and it keeps growing and moving its way out as people join her collective community. And it's all free will. Nobody's forced to do anything. She just shows people a better way to live. and how to work together, especially in hard times. So she feeds everyone, anyone, all the little street urchins. They can always have a full belly. They come, they don't, they want to do some chores to help. She just encourages them. So yeah, she's fun. She's totally fun. Uh, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that book. So I got a notification. What did you pick, Cyber? What did you give her? I'm gonna look this up. What did you buy her? I'm totally curious. Hi, Luna. Let's see. Sale notification. Which one was it? Oh, hey, you got Wolfie. You got yourself a tavern. Ho ho ho, Cage. Hey, Cage. You have a tavern, young lady. Okay. So you and I are gonna have some conversations. You're gonna have to fill out a little bit of paperwork, and we're gonna make you something fun. Now I have some questions for you, because Cyber. Ah, I need to be quiet then. And if you need to private message me or what, nothing happened. We were just having a conversation. It is a random question. Okay. Forgive me, Cyber. I'm stupid. Okay. How can I not greet the cat first? Oh, hey, Cage, I bought. Oh, I didn't. I was about ready to buy that. No, I think I still will. That game you were playing with the little white dude with the little horns and you're jumping up and down. You were trying to conquer that whole game. Um, what was that called again? What was that game? Because on GOG it was on sale. I'm gonna go back and buy that. It was on my thing. I was gonna buy it today. I bought 8 games that you know how you get the notifications of, hey, this is on sale. So I went back to go buy. Yeah, I bought like 8 games. I wanted stuff with the same feel of Limbo, and I did. I got one. I got one that's really, it's uncomfortable to play because it's not my personality. Beholder. I think it's called Beholder. I could probably look that up. Is it Beholder? Oh, it got removed from my desktop. I think it's Beholder, where you are managing an apartment complex, but you work for the states. You're spying on people. And I don't know. It looked intriguing, and then I bought it, and then I started playing it, and I got so uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't like the whole spying on people and stuff. Anyway, so I turned it off. Um, 100 working 160 hours a week is rough. Yeah, pandemic or not, that's rough. Wow. I mean, I do that when I'm doing a book, but that's it. A month? Okay, so you're working 160 hours a month. Well, every 4 weeks. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Healthy, family's healthy, able to pay my bills and take care of my family. That's just awesome. I'm just glad that so far, everyone that I know is okay. Maybe not great, but everyone's here. I know in the state and surrounding areas, um, gosh, uh, suicides up, drug abuse is up, everything's off the charts. And yet, my friends, most people I know, they're really family. They're family orientated. and they're doing good, which is awesome. And that's what I like to hear. How you guys like my new sweater that I got for Christmas? I love this. So nice. My wife made it for me. I've only asked for 20 years. But she didn't know how to knit. And she started knitting socks, and she's knitting all these awesome, cool, just ingenious things. You guys have seen my hat though, right? Did you guys see my hat that I got last Christmas? It is so warm, but since I have chronic bronchitis, keeping it warm, I cough a lot less, so I love it. But I always wanted one of these, one of the university professors, and I was telling everyone that my son was like, well, you got to have a pipe to go with it. I'm like, I don't smoke a pipe. He's like, doesn't matter, you just need to have a pipe to go with it. So he got me a pipe, because I like whittling, a wood carving. So he got me a wood carving thing. I'm probably going to like make a smiley, whatever, I look stupid. Anyway, have you guys seen my hat? I think some of you have not seen my hat. Last year, one of my daughters, I have 9 daughters, one of my daughters is brilliant with creating things. And she, like my mother, she does crochet. But the crochet is like off the charts. She can make anything. Anyway, she came up to me, just a side thing. We were having dinner. She was over. And she says, Dad, what would you like for, I'd like to make you a hat or something. I was like, oh, well, that would be nice. Well, what kind of hat would you like? And I was like, you're going to think I'm crazy. And she's like, well, but tell me, what do you want? So I said, I would like a great big alien pink brain with an eyeball in the center that is sucking on my brain with little mouths around the edge and tongues hanging down the side. And she's like, what? And I described it to her again. And she laughed. She goes, okay. Anyway, Christmas comes around, and she stops by with her husband, and she says, I want you to open this. And everyone's all excited. I was like, what? Anyway, I opened it. I died laughing. I know I've shown some of you, and I've worn it on stream. But now that I'm wearing this, I just want to show you that. Show you my hat. I think I have it here. I have it here, yes. Okay. And so she made it. Ta-da! The tongues. She put the little tassels on, but these are the tongues and the eyes and the big brain. Yeah. Anyway, so I got it. And the fun thing is that when I'm feeling really either irritable or, I don't know, actually giddy and carefree, I wear this out in public. And I can look at people as I walk into a store, and I look at them and go, what? And then I just keep walking. Anyway, isn't this fabulous? I love this. You know what's funny is there's a point in my books where Wendell, my hero, he goes and he meets these little tiny urchin kids, and they're trying to sell these little dolls that they actually call like PHHHT, and just for coin to live, to get food and things, they find little scraps here and there, and they put things together. Anyway, so I asked my daughter, Jessica, the one that made this, if she would make a doll from my book. And we're thinking maybe sometime this year, we're going to start making those and actually selling them on WantedHero.com, because they turned out so cute. Do you want to see what got made? I got to show this to you guys. Watch this. Little scraps of material, and I just love it. So each creation, you got little teeth off the side, hanging off the side. Oh, you're so cute. These little ears. They got teeth coming out and a little tongue. Anyway, I just love these little creatures, and all of them are completely different, so they're all unique, one of a kind. And I told my daughter, says we should do a bunch of these, and then we'll sell them on WantedHero.com as being made by the little girls. And there's only so many at any given time. Anyway, I love stuff like this. I love unique, fun things like this. Anyway, hope this isn't oversharing, but I love the stuff that we do as a family. I love the creativity. Oh. Ha. Okay. Oh. Let's see. Playing the baddie can be pretty uncomfortable, especially something surreal. I know that game just really kind of put me off, but I already bought it too. So, but as I went into it, it said, or you can try to save the people from the government, but you can't get caught by the government. And I was like, oh, now I can play. Yeah. I worked on my stream the last week, and I have some nice upgrades that I'll be revealing tonight on stream. Sweet. I think I might. Thank you. I'm glad. I like the sweater too. I might be able to join you tonight. I'm not sure yet, but if things go well today, I'll be around this evening. That would be fun. I'd like to see the upgrades. Yeah, it's so nice. Don't think I have seen your hat. Yep. Horrifying and awesome. Da da da. Yeah. Okay, back to drawing here. Let's push this out. All right, so this is Terrin, because you guys weren't here Tuesday. This is Terrin. This is the old guy that's in the Roadkill Tavern that is always telling stories. And in the evenings, the Great Hall just fills up with children and older patrons alike, and he weaves his tales. And he is head of the Order of Tale Weavers. And so I wanted to give him his own banner on his character, because he's pretty profound. He's very important to the storyline, by the way. But one of the things that he's able to do, not only is he a master of tales, he uses small magical items. He has 2 rings that he uses that allows him to manipulate like the smoke and fire around him to enhance his storytelling, bring things to life. And so, people are smoking pipes and things in the Great Hall, and he pulls, the smoke and things out of the air and forms them. That's what this picture's about, him forming a dragon while he's telling the story, the smoke from his pipe. So that's what this is about. Would love to see you there. Gonna play a game called Kill It With Fire. Ooh, that sounds interesting, Cage. A game about killing spiders. I can get behind that. Reminds me of Papers, Please. Is that another game? You play as a border control for a totalitarian regime, but you get options to help those who want to deal with the bad government. Huh. Is that a video game, or is that a board game, an RPG? What? That sounds very interesting to me. Let's see. Let's give him a tongue. It's a PC game. I'm a Mac person, so I keep learning about so many cool games that I can't play. Whew. Oh, I hate that itch that's way up in your nose. Ah! Ha! Oh, oh. It's a nice game, but it doesn't beat Murder Party. Oh, gosh, we need to play that. Would anyone be willing to commit to show up next Tuesday if we just played Murder Party for 2 hours? I would so do that in a heartbeat if you guys would show up. If we've got enough to play, I will do that. Maybe I can encourage my kids to do it. Maybe I'll have to do it in the well, but if I do it in the evening, this is an evening for all of you. Welcome back, Wolfie. Next Tuesday, I can probably show up for a bit. Okay, you raid on Tuesdays, but when are you thinking? I don't know. I know you raid, but I thought that I'd do this before. So this regular time slot. So, I mean, when you raid, don't you raid Wolfie in like a half hour? Because I only do this from 9 until 11 in the morning. So that's, it's 10:23 a.m. for me right now. So I was thinking, just my regular slot time. I would play 20 to 23 Central. But what is that to... So take that from right now. When do you do that from right now? Aw, Heffy, thank you. And good morning. Or good evening. Thank you. You're awesome. So awesome. Everybody, this is Hefe, and I'm telling you, if you want someone just awesome to watch and hang out with on a stream, go over there and follow Hefe. He's, oh man, his Hefflings, his world is just brilliant. So, in 1.5 hours we start, then 3 hours total. Okay, so if it's an hour and a half away, you still have an hour to prepare to do whatever. It would be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for me, and we'll just go ahead and play. So show up. I need to get everyone to show up. Right now it's 6:25 p.m. Yeah, that's why I tried to do this time slot. It was the only slot that I really had in the morning. Allows me to get up, get a little something to eat, get my children going for the day, and then I come in here and I do 2 hours, and it works well. It's the only time that I can stream, and I figured it was perfect because it's the end of the day around 5 o'clock for you guys, so coming home and, not at work, and except for Zev. Sir. Okay, so should we plan? Should I plan Tuesday then for doing that? I'm going to have to rehook this up. I'm going to have to do try some side streams just to see if I can make it work, because I haven't played it since I stopped streaming like a year ago. That's why I never see you in my stream. You always raid while I'm live. Aww. Tuesday Jackbox games. Yes. Just for the fact that, well, mostly Murder Party. Yes. This Murder Party's funny. And I'm going to actually get my kids to play too. I'm going to give them my iPad and stuff like that. And let them play from the other room. 9 to 11 a.m. Mountain time. It's mountain time. MDT or MT. Yeah. So right now it is 10:26 a.m. where I'm at. So my regular stream, 9 to 11. Okay. 9 to 11, we're going to do Murder Party. Yes. That'll be fun. I'll work all this out on the weekend and make sure that everything's up and working and running, and we'll go from there. Ha, this will be great. Thanks, Cyber, for bringing that up, because that's usually when we had so many laughs. You're all invited. By the way, not only are all of you invited, but anyone you can think of is invited. Because can't we like support like 20,000 people? That works. Around 1730, so what would that be? What would that be here? Mountain time. Yep. Uh, well, it's right now. What is it right now? It'll be an hour and a half ago until a half an hour from now. So what is it? What time is it there right now, Cyber? We'll work it out. I think doing Murder Party and what's the other one that was popular that we would do? The well, you guys always I always lost, and my son Evan, he always seemed to figure out what you guys wanted to hear. Come in an hour ago. Okay, well that's good. That's perfect. Yeah, because we'll talk, get everyone together, get it playing, and just go from there. Be from 5 to 7 p.m. That works. And I wait for it. We can play for an hour and a half, so I'll wait the first half hour and go from there. We'll plan on that on Tuesday then. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That sounds like an absolute blast. Quiplash, that's what it was. Yeah, with the right people. Yeah, we did have that problem with some randoms, didn't we? Learned that one quick. There's people not wanting to be kind or to be dirty, and I don't enjoy that at all. But most of the time, we did have fun most of the time with Quiplash. But Murder Party, I don't think that ever went wrong. There was just tons of laughter, and I love that. I heard there's a couple new Jackbox Party versions. I haven't looked into them in a long time. That looks okay, I think. Does it look okay to you guys? I think it looks pretty good. I think if the proportion's off, I'll just blame Terrin using the magic wrong. Ha ha ha. Cool. Alright, then we will do that. Thanks, Cage. It'd be nice to see Zev. How is he doing? Do you know if he had a good Christmas? I hope. So Zev will have to work. Aww. Alright, well. Like I said, if we can find a time that he's available. Is he streaming at all anymore, Cage? He's good but very busy. No, he just doesn't have the time. If he'd have the time, he'd probably stream again. He just doesn't. I don't know, but you know what? I wonder, I mean, how's his life going? I mean, is he happy? Is he doing well? Well, for a while, he didn't really seem to know what he wanted to do. And, I mean, if he's achieving what he wants to achieve, I'm so happy for him. Just curious what he... I think that is a bit big there, buddy. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. That'll work. Do that, and I think we probably need to do the same thing here. Like that. That'll work. There we go. I had two better proportion hands, huh? Scythe is decent, though I feel like he's overworked at the moment. I don't know. Overworked at the moment? Do you feel that he's really overworked at the moment? Or is that the young man in you just wanting to play more? I don't actually know. I just wanted to kind of poke you with that tease. This from a guy who's a workaholic, so... Nah, but I really think he's overworked. But yeah, I miss him sometimes. Well, you guys still hang out once in a while, right? I mean, you guys live close to each other, yeah? we're in lockdown, so we're technically not allowed to visit each other. It's just this whole lockdown stuff just pisses me off to no end. It's just stupid. Now I'm seeing more cases of people tattling on each other. It's just... ugh. I think that looks pretty good. How's that? How's that look? Pretty good? Does that work? Oh, maybe I should take the... let me take the blue off. Take that out. There we go. It's looking pretty good so far. 2 people a day, right? 2 people a day. What do you mean 2 people a day? 2 non-household visitors. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Thank you, Cyber. Yeah, I think it's funny, and they, for a while they said limited household. I mean, in my house, there's 16 of us that live here. It was funny because when things were at their most intense, I was even going to church and telling people at church, look, I miss all of you guys so much. They're talking about social distancing. I was trying to encourage about 100 of my friends that we were going to go to a park. We were going to get a measuring stick that was 6.5 feet. So well within the, 6 foot, whatever. And all bring our chairs and our cell phones and go to a park and measure ourselves out 6.5 feet from each other and just blanket the park. So we're all there, but we're all social distancing and we're outside, and then just talk via phones. We didn't do it, but it's one of those little things that I went to a certain store here a couple months back, and this is when they were really pushing the lockdown. In fact, there was a city nearby that said anyone that was found without a mask, including if you're driving in your car, that the city said that they would issue a $500 ticket. And Tuesday rolled around, and that's my date night with my wife. And she says, are we going to go out tonight? I says, yeah, I'd really like to. She says, where do you want to go? I says, I don't care as long as it's in this particular city. She's like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not wearing a mask, and I want to have some conversations with people. And she's like, she's not really. She's supportive. She's sweet. And she doesn't disagree with me. But my wife is a wonderful individual, and she wears her mask when people ask her to wear the mask and all that. And my son had a good point, by the way. It's one thing if they say, well, if they tell me that the government says you have to do it, it's mandatory, my answer to that is screw you. Hate me, whatever, doesn't matter. That's my answer. But he brought up a good point. If it is like Wolfie and I were talking about, local businesses, and a local business owner says, as my business, I'm asking you to wear a mask, I realized I would wear a mask. There was a sign at a restaurant that the restaurants, and it was a private, not a big chain, but a privately owned restaurant, and they had a sign in one place in there, and it was just by the salad bar. And the sign on the salad bar says, just for the safety and comfort of one another, would you please be willing to wear your mask while you get your salad? Thank you. Everyone did. No problem with that whatsoever. But my son's point was, as an independent, as a business owner, if you're asking people and they're making the rules and say, we would like to comply or something for the comfort of people, I realized I would wear a mask. I actually would. So I went to a store, and it's a world chain. And there was an armed police officer there. Never seen this before. Great big cop that had to be about 6 inches taller than me. I'm not very tall, but anyway, standing there, my wife's got her mask on. I can't wear a mask. I've got my inhaler. And I start to walk towards the door, and he steps in front and he says, "You have to wear a mask," and he holds one out. I don't know what happened. It just ticked me off so bad. I walked right up, got in his face, and I said, "No." And I pushed past him and I went into the store. He never bothered me again because it's not against the law. There was nothing he could do. It was all intimidation. I don't like bullies. I don't care who you are. No, because I have chronic bronchitis. Even on my best days, my oxygen level is like only 81%. No. I wear a mask, and I have masks. My wife even made me a custom one to try to make it more comfortable. And in under a minute, I'm hyperventilating. I can't breathe. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't work. And so the CDC, on there, I'm exempt anyway. I don't tell people I'm exempt, usually because I want to have conversations. Like, for example, going into one of my favorite restaurants, they say mask required, but they're doing it from the government standpoint. Government requires you to wear a mask. I'm not okay with that. But here's the funny thing. They want you to wear a mask from the door until you're seated, then you can take it off. Then what's the point? What's the point? You're watching people preparing food, and the employees that have their masks pulled down and are underneath their chin. What's the point? The thing is the only way for these things to work is if everybody does things perfectly and consistently. Lunatic, thank you for the follow. And I love the name. Or is it Lunatic not? Yes, you can only take off while you sit, it off while you sit down. But the thing is, all the infections and things are going around anyway. It's just, the thing is, if you really, with a rational brain, sit down and really figure things out, really look at things around you. So I realize that the real purpose of the mask is the spittle. I get that. But all the rest of it, you're gonna get it. I had a friend, and it's when I was really sick with my bronchitis. I didn't have COVID, but I was coughing, and I didn't go to church. I would sit out in the parking lot and just wave to everybody and tell them I loved them, and I was just trying to be around everybody to say hi, and everyone else is in there. And one of my friends came and just walked right up to the van. I says, "Whoa, wait a minute, I'm coughing really bad." And he goes, he holds out his hand. He goes, he says, "We're going to get it. Some of us are going to die. Some of us aren't." He says, "That is going to be life." He says, "So get over it and shake my hand." And I was like, what? Anyway, it's just this wide range of attitudes, so. Yeah, so we're planning to meet with a total of 3 people at Zev's house. Yes, mask required in a restaurant. It's just insane. Well, here's the funny thing. One of my favorite restaurants, it's sushi. I go there, and as soon as they open back up, I was one of the first people there. Like, seriously, COVID, and you're going to go have sushi? Yeah, I am. And it was awesome. And I went back the next week and the week after that. Neener. Some of my friends in Discord were so paranoid that I'd finally gotten over the harshest part of COVID on top of the bronchitis, because I had to sit upright for like almost 40 days and get to lie down. And it was so horrible. Oh, and I had a flare up of oh my goodness, I have brain fart today, of diabetes. And there was talk about 3 weeks ago of cutting off some of my toes and some of my fingers. Because I woke up and things had just turned gray. And I'm like, where did that come from? What? What is going on? Why can't I feel some of my digits? And they're like, you either got to turn that around immediately or these things are going to have to be cut off. And I'm like, toes would be terrifying enough, but I draw. You can't have these. Anyway, so dramatically changed my eating with my wife's help and oils and intense exercise that hurt. And guess what? Color all of them, all my digits. So there's a lot of scary stuff going on. But as soon as that turned around, I was like, I'm going to go have some sushi. So everyone on Discord's all, don't go, don't do sushi. So I did a play-by-play with pictures, you know. What was it? I got to read it to you. It's funny. Okay. Let's see. No, it was in Discord. Was it in Discord? Yeah, it was in Discord. That's going to be hard for me to find. It'd be too hard for me to find. It was days ago. Thousands of comments have been made since then. Anyway, I did like a play-by-play game, you know. Will Jamie die from environmental exposure? You know, welcome to the new live-action play-by-play game. And every time I would eat some sushi, and then I would take a photograph and put it up in Discord. Round 1, I took a picture of all this gorgeous sushi, and he survived. Round 2, you know. It's not only the mask either, it's also to make sure to clean your hands and not touch your face. Plus, the indoor area needs to be well ventilated. See, yeah, I totally agree, Hefe. And that's rarely, if ever, done. You watch, I mean, granted, you can watch all the people making sushi. They're back there scrubbing their hands and doing all that while they make your food. But yeah, the restaurant that I was in, no, definitely not well ventilated. And I'm watching everybody scratching their face and talking, and so you're like, yeah, really? So you're gonna make me do this, and nobody's. It's either 100% compliance or none, and you'll never, 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 never. Have I said never? Never get everyone to comply. So a lot of this is like, whatever. Since the COVID broke out, I've been able to go for a drink. Only be able to go for a drink once? Yeah, but isn't all drinking establishments, aren't those considered essential? At least that's the case here. Yeah. Honestly, no, it is the case here too. You're supposed to have things well ventilated and all that. But it's just watching people comply. It's going to so many places and you see people who have the mask under their nose, or you have employees that are talking and doing whatever they're doing, and they've got it under their chin. I've got to the point that some of my kids, they were so annoyed at constantly being told, it says, you have to wear masks. And I've got 2 daughters, 16 and 18, and they took their mask and they put it on their wrist. They said, you need to wear a mask. And they said, we are. And they just walked in. So, yeah. Honestly, it's also about thinking about what you do. Use common sense and you're probably going to be fine. Well, if you're a clean individual, like, before you eat food and after you eat food, you wash your hands, you bathe regularly, all that should help a lot. You're right. A lot of it will be. There's other precautions, that we should make, but yeah, I mean, that'll dramatically help. And there's lots of people I know that are not clean people. So, yeah. For example, even though we will meet with 3 people, which is allowed, we will, for example, won't hug and we'll keep our distance. I'm just not going to comment on that. So, also, we are no longer allowed to buy alcohol after 8. Okay, so explain that one to me. What? Is now hosting my stream with 296 viewers. Well, that's awesome, Lunatic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So here's the thing. So explain that one to me. That's one of the things I think is so incredibly funny, Cage. You're no longer allowed to buy alcohol after 8. Why? For some, just like the curfew stuff. Oh, wait. COVID only comes out during certain hours? What frickin' moron thought of this crap? That doesn't make any sense. Why not no longer buy alcohol after 8? 8 is when you should start buying alcohol. This is so weird. It just doesn't make sense. Oh. Okay. Nope. It's kind of as essential. Only supermarkets and pharmacies, and some restaurants do delivery services. Yeah, here almost all dining rooms are open. I mean, you can go anywhere and do anything here, but they still do delivery, and they still do. There's certain restaurants that I don't like going into. And here's the thing: I try not to go in a lot of times because I have bronchitis. I'm coughing all the time during the winter months. I have for the past 8 years. So when COVID hit, I was like, went from normal to all of a sudden I've got the plague. Anyway, so there are some restaurants that I go to that I'm a dedicated patron of that I don't go in because I just don't want to make people uncomfortable. You know, there are some days that I don't care, but yeah. I, I I try to do the right thing when I'm in my rational mind. So, okay, James, sorry. This is a bot trying to break Twitch. Oh, really? Is that what that is? Well, that's a bugger. Kick it out. Smash it. Yeah, there's a thing with alcohol here too, where pubs had to shut at about 8 p.m. or something because booze equals more chance of not following the guidelines. Okay, see, but that makes sense. I'm glad you brought that up. That makes sense. Because if you're intoxicated and you're not going to follow the rules, that makes sense. See, I'm all for sense. I didn't think of that. That is a good point. All right, that I can go with that. But here's the thing. It's not that alcohol does that to you after 8. It's when you have alcohol, period. So that still doesn't make sense because I would drink before 8. Does that mean I'm okay? If I'm drunk before 8, so almost made sense, I guess I should say. But it is more likely because more people drink after 8 anyway. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I still think it's stupid. You should leave people alone. They're hosting new people every millisecond, but now with the new lockdown until February, maybe March. No, it's until you're dead. You're going to be in lockdown until you're dead. Because our leaders, every leader everywhere on this planet is a jackass. That's why. They don't give a crap about us. That's me complaining. But they don't. They don't. They care about power. They care about control. Everybody. All the leaders everywhere in every country. Because this is horseshit. I'm going to have to bounce. Okay. Love you, Wolfie. Thank you for showing up, sweetie. Okay. Let's see. Wait, did my ban command work? It should work, but only for a speech. So there's something trying to break in and to break Twitch. What is the deal with that? I think it's still host and such. Yeah, but after 8 is the moment where most people start drinking. Yep, that was the case. Yep. And there was, if you want booze, you had to buy a substantial meal too. For real. Okay, so as a business owner, I would think that is a good idea. That's just good business. Might seem unfair, but I actually don't think it is. Because if you're getting it from a restaurant, You're usually there to eat food, not necessarily just to drink. That's usually a bar or a tavern, right? Usually power and money. Yep, power and money. People enjoy trolling other people. Why? You're just a butthead. Someone made a bot that hosts every channel on Twitch and changes it every millisecond. Well, that's crazy. Kind of, but there are a lot of pubs which don't sell food meals. Okay, well, I can see a pub not selling a meal, and so you just have alcohol there. That's good. Maybe they just do snacks or something. I don't know. Here's the thing. I wish that the things were handled more locally so that everyone knows and understands. Just like any leader over a state or a province or whatever, the same things don't necessarily work for everyone. Just like in education with the schools, what works here in my state might not work the same way in Idaho or Montana or New York. And we should be able to deal with these things locally. That's what I think. And maybe you guys are dealing with things locally. I don't know. And this is like their 8th account. That bot. They're trying to actually overload the Twitch servers. You try to make something idiot-proof, and the world will always build a better idiot. It's just the way things work, I guess. Well, this is as far as I got on this. I will finish this up, inking myself and coloring, because next Tuesday we're gonna play Murder Party. I need to make sure that I can get this running, but we're gonna play Murder Party. So I am inviting all of you to come back next Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mountain Time, or wherever you are on the other half of the planet, in the evening from 5 to 7 p.m. where you are, and we are going to play Murder Party for 2 hours, because that's what we used to do about 2 years ago, and we laugh a lot. So that's what we're going to play. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get it all together over the weekend. I will be ready for you Tuesday, and that we're going to play games. Man, that's going to be fun. So, love you guys. Thank you. Cyber, so good to see you. So good to see all of you. And thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I've missed you guys a lot. Also, I want to give everyone a heads up. I have been married 30 years now. And because it was the Christmas holidays and I was so incredibly sick, we did not do a 30th anniversary, anything for our anniversary. We didn't even go out to dinner because I was just horribly, horribly ill. And I have a goal. My wife doesn't know this. I'm telling you now. Of course, this is going to go on YouTube, but she doesn't watch my channel, so she'll never know. I'm going to do something on my Twitch channel for a while, and that is I'm going to do requests and commissions. Maybe while I'm here, yeah, probably. Anyway, I will do requests for donations because I'm gonna save up and I want to take my wife somewhere really, really nice. So I'm gonna do this for a few weeks till it gets warmer, maybe a couple of months, I don't know. But I think I'm going to switch that over, and I'm going to do for open, for donations, or commissions. So you will be able to have the option, and I will set it up on my Ko-Fi, and you will be able to buy a drawing, and I will do it live on stream, and go from there. So I don't know, maybe we'll do like $5, something like that. And I will do a drawing and go from there. So anyway, keep that in mind. I'll think that through. But next week, Murder Party. All right, guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. and I will see you next week. Bye.
Come to WantedHero.com. Come to WantedHero.com.
Almost.
Come to my dad's website and buy a book. All our books. At WantedHero.com.